Hi everyone, it's Krista and welcome to my channel. Today I have 4 DIYs for you, so let's get started. DIY number 1, I am going to be using one of these little baskets that you get at the Dollar Tree. They have the little tinsel on it, and so I didn't want that on there, so I decided to take it off. And these come off really easy, so you just got to cut it, start it, and then just take it all off. Now, I also got these little bags. They're little goodie bags, and they're made of canvas. They're Easter ones with the bunny on them, with the long ears. Super cute. So I decided to, and I'm sorry I'm not in frame here, guys. I decided to really easily take some of the seam out and get the ears out of it. And then next, I kind of just opened it up a little bit, and then I stuck my little basket inside of the part that has little face on it. So then what I did is, once I got that down in there, and you got to be really careful you don't rip when you're putting it in there, I decided to fold it over really nice and tuck it inside so it looks all nice and finished. Then I came in with some of my twine. This is just Dollar Tree twine, and I decided to put that around my little handle of my basket. And you just keep going around. I started glue on one end, started going to, pulling it through, and then towards the middle part, I put a little bit more glue just to make sure that it sticks and it doesn't come undone. And then I just kept going till I got all the way to the end. And then when I got to the end, I put another bead of glue and just make sure it was nice and secure. And there it is, all cute. So now I wanted my ears back on, of course, because they're just too adorable not to. So what I did is I stuck a little bit of hot glue on the side there, and I just kind of wrapped the very edge part of the top of the ear around my little basket on the top part there. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And what that does is it kind of makes the ears kind of stick out a little bit, and it looks super cute. Because I just think these ears are so cute on this bunny. And then once I get that all situated, I stuck some floral foam inside. I just cut it down, got that from the Dollar Tree as well. And I stuck it inside, and now I'm going to go in with some of these picks. These are also from the Dollar Tree. Super cute picks they have this year. And I decided to take a couple of these yellow ones and some purple and pink ones. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick them inside and kind of have them sticking out of my little bunny basket that I made. And those little eggs that you see there, I got those at Dollar General. I got a little bag of those for $1 as well. But you can also get some at the Dollar Tree too. And I'm going to stick a little skewer on these so that I could stick them inside. And I ended up only using 2 of these eggs. I didn't use 3. And then I just stuck that inside. And there he is, all cute. This was super easy, guys. Super fun. And I love the way it turned out. Let me know what you think in the comment box. And next, we're going to go on to DIY number 2. Now, the next DIY, I am going to take another one of these baskets. There you go. And then this one, I don't even know what this is, but you get it at the Dollar Tree, and it's a canvas little bag. It's not actually a bag, it's just canvas. And it's got this picture of a basket on the front of it, and then the other side is just the burlap, but it's made of burlap. And what I decided to do is I took apart my basket first and took off all the tinsel. And then I said, you know what? Once I get this tinsel off, I didn't realize that these baskets can actually come apart as well. So they kind of come in half. So what I did is I kind of traced on the other half of the burlap bag that don't have a picture on it, and I just used that. And what I did is I just used my little pencil and marked where I wanted to cut that burlap out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to split that basket in half, which they come apart and they go back together really easy. So at first I thought I broke it, but I didn't. So they do come apart. And then what I did is I just cut it out, and now I'm just going to do one side with the glue real nice and easy, and I'm just going to kind of attach it to that little I don't even know, plastic wire, I guess you would call it, basket, I don't know. It's just plastic, and that's what I stuck it to. So I'm just sticking it on there with the glue, and I made sure I didn't use too much glue because I didn't want it to seep through the burlap to the other side. But it ended up working out really well. So I just put a little bead of glue and then attached it. And then you're going to see me, I'll attach the bottom, and I also attach the top too. This one also turns out super, super cute. If you don't know what to do with these burlap little things, I wasn't sure when I bought them what I was going to do with them, but I knew that I was going to take it apart and use the burlap for something. And for $1, you can't go wrong getting burlap. I mean, you basically get 2 for 1, really. So now what I did is I just am folding in the bottom part of the basket area, and I'm just making sure it's nice and secure and tight because I don't want it to be loose on the outside. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing to the other one. Once I get this all glued down, and I don't show you the other one because it's just basically the other half. It's very simple. Now what I did do is I did leave the parts on the edges because we're going to be gluing that all back together. Instead of me trying to poke it back in the holes to keep it together, I figured I wanted it to be really secure, so I kind of hot glued the whole thing back together. Because you'll see in a minute, we're going to finish off the sides of it. You're not going to see those edges anyways. So there are both halves. So now, like I said, I'm going to put a bead of glue in 4 spots, and then I'm just going to stick these 2 halves together like so. And just make sure they're secure and that you have enough glue. Then I came in with this really pretty burlap ribbon that I found at Dollar Tree. If you could find these, buy them because they are so, so pretty. What I did is I cut a piece off. I stuck it to the inside of my basket on the one side. And this is what's going to cover up those seams on the sides. So then what I did is I stuck another thing of glue on the bottom and just secured it. I also decided to stick a little in the middle just to make sure. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side so that that part don't show either. And this came out so cute too. I'm telling you, you could do so much with these little baskets. They are just absolutely adorable. You know, you could switch these out and put in, just some spring florals, take out the eggs, and you could keep them out all year round. I mean, really, there's just so much you can do. And so then once that was all done, I decided I was going to use the same ribbon, burlap ribbon that I got at Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use that also for the little rim of my basket. The top part, the handle, I mean to say. And what I did is I just did the same thing I did with the twine. I just kept feeding it around until I got to the end, and then I secured it, and there it is. Look how pretty that is. So, so cute. So now I needed a bottom for this basket, so I just took a piece of foam and a piece of that burlap, and I just attached the burlap around the foam real secure, and then I glued the whole bottom to the bottom of my basket like that. And that's it. Now I'm going to stick carrots in this one. So what I did is I just took a plastic bag to kind of fill it up a little bit, and then I wanted to stick my 3 carrots in there. So what I did is I took some of this moss, Spanish moss, and I just took a little bit of it, put it in my basket, and took 3 of these Dollar Tree carrots and stuck them in the top part of my basket. And that's that one. And the only other thing I did is I wanted to add something else to the front of the basket. So what I did is I took some of these chalkboard stickers that I just found at the Dollar Tree, and I decided to write carrots 5 cents on it with my chalk marker from the Dollar Tree, and I stuck it right in front on my basket. Super cute idea, guys, and so, so easy. This would be cute on a tier tray, and as a matter of fact, I used both of these on my tier tray. Now we're going to move on to DIY number 3. Now this DIY, I really love. What I did is I took some tissue paper from the Dollar Tree that you just saw that was floral, some scrapbook paper that I also got from Hobby Lobby. It's really cheap. And then I got this frame from the Dollar Tree. And what I did is I took it apart like we always do, and then I just stuck the back part of the frame there, and I just traced it out on my scrapbook paper. And now this is some textured scrapbook paper, and it's really super pretty, and it looks like cloth and it's wrinkled, but I just love the antique look to it. So what I did is I'm going to use that for my backing. So I took some Mod Podge, and all I did was Mod Podge the back of the thing, the frame here, and now I'm going to stick down my little scrapbook paper. And that's it for that. Now I'm going to set that aside to dry. Now I'm going to take one of these cutout rabbits that you get in a package. I think you get like 5 or 8 from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to take some white tissue paper first and smooth that out on top. Only because I'm going to put that flower paper on as well. And it's tissue, and I didn't want you to be able to see the wood on the other side. So I wanted to make sure that the white would kind of help that. So then what I did is I went in between the layers with my Mod Podge as I went with the tissue paper. I just kept layering it. And then I came in with the flower one. Now this flower one, I just found this at my Dollar Tree. Really look at your tissue paper, y'all, because they have so many pretty tissue papers that you can use on so many DIYs. So I put that aside to dry. And next I'm coming in with some antique wax by Waverly that you get at Walmart. And I'm just using my dry brush, and I'm just dry brushing it on around the rim and all around the whole frame part of that little frame. And I kept it white, and I just wanted to distress it a little bit and give it a little bit of a rustic look. Now I did go a little heavy on the top. When you do that, you can just take your sandpaper or sand block and just sand it, and it'll come right off. It's just so easy, guys. Simple, simple, simple. You can't really mess this up. And see, I just went over again with my sand block. So if you go a little too heavy, just use your sandpaper and you could sand that right off. And then I did go on the inside of this as well because I really wanted it to have that real rustic look to it. Now you don't have to do this. This is optional, but it's the look I like, and it's the kind of look I have in my house. So now I also did this on that paper that I put down, and I decided to come in with a little bit of it and dry brush it just a little bit. I didn't go real heavy on this. I wanted to make sure that it just showed some of those really pretty crinkles that are in this paper. And I didn't want it to be real shiny. So next, what I did is I went in with my fussy cutting scissors, and I fussy cut around my little rabbit that we stuck all that tissue paper down on. And I just wanted to make sure I got it really close cut. And then, I'm sorry, my film kind of went out. But what I did is I just glued on the backing to the frame, and then I glued the bunny down on top of that. And now we're going to make a bow. So I like doing messy bows. I don't know about you guys, but I love it. So I took some of that raffia, and I just tied it together with some twine. And then now I'm going to take some of this burlap ribbon that I used in the previous project, and I'm going to make a messy bow. So I cut 2 strips, same length of this, and then I come in with some other ones, and I wasn't sure what I was going to use, but I had some of these extra burlap ribbons that had all different kinds that I picked up a long time ago at Hobby Lobby when they had an orange sticker sale. And what I did is I just cut a bunch of them up, and then we're going to use those, and then I'm also going to use a plain one that was in this package as well. But you could use any ribbon you have. And now I'm just going to kind of make an X with all of these, and I'm just going to kind of keep crisscrossing them. And then I just took some floral wire and tied them all together, and there's your messy bow. Really easy, so easy, guys. And these are the best bows to make. I just love them because they're so rustic looking and so pretty. And then what I did is I just glued that down on the front of my little frame. And then I'm going to take that raffia bow that we made, That's also a little messy bow, and I am going to glue that on top of that, like so. And then I went and I found a button that I was going to do a button, but I didn't like the button. So I decided to come in with this really cute little flower that I had. And there is that DIY. So easy, guys, and so pretty. Look how cute he is. Adorable little bunny. So now next, we're going to go on to our last DIY, and that's DIY number 4. Now this one was super fun. What I did is I found one of these little domes at the Dollar Tree. And I didn't like the bottom part because it was black. So what I did is I colored it with some plaster Waverly chalk paint. And I did about 2 coats of the chalk paint. And then once that dried, I came in and I dry brushed with Waverly Steel. It's like a gray, but it's called Steel chalk paint. And I'm just using my little chip brush, and I'm just distressing it all around the edges to make it give it that nice distressed look that I like. But you don't have to do that if you don't want to. Then I went outside and I found some sticks that were in my yard. And these 2 sticks were perfect. So what I did is I glued these 2 sticks together like that. And the one kind of comes out a little bit to the side, and that's what I wanted. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap some of this twine around my sticks on the bottom just to extra secure them together. And then once I get that wrapped, I glue it on the top, and then that's all nice and secure. So then I went to Michael's and I got these little cute chicks that are in this little nest, and they were only 99 cents, guys, and I got 2 of them in a package. Really good deal. So then to keep this stick sticking up and staying upright, what I did is I put a whole bunch of a whole bunch of hot glue on the bottom, and then I took 2 of those small little square wooden blocks that you get in the wood section at the Dollar Tree, and I put one on one side and one on the other just to secure it. And then those 2 little branches that you saw going in a V that I glued together, I stuck that little bird's nest, and it stayed there, so it was very secure. I didn't even have to glue that in there. And then I took some of this Spanish moss and I just went over around the bottom part of it just to cover all that up, all that glue and the blocks. And then I just kind of trimmed it on the bottom with my scissors once I glued it all down and everything was dry. And then what I did is I came in with some of these really cute small Easter eggs that I got at Dollar General. They were only $1 for a little package. And I stuck 2 of them down at the bottom here. And then I put my dome on top. And that's it. That is it for this one. So those are all 4 of my DIYs. I hope you guys like them. If you're not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you. Just hit that red subscribe button. And don't forget to the bell so you get notified every time I post a new video. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a wonderful night and stay crafty. Bye-bye.